একটু এদিকেও তাকিও।
এখন কি এটা আরম্ভ হয়ে গেছে?
হ্যাঁ,
ওকে।
অত দূরে মুখটা নিও না, দেখা যায় না একেবারে। হ্যাঁ, এখান থেকে সরিও না মুখটা। আর একটু এদিকেও তাকিও।
ওকে, আমি ওম জ্ঞানম করে আরম্ভ করছি।
হ্যাঁ,
ओम अज्ञानं तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुवैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुत देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं ततो जयौदीरयत् नष्टप्रयस्तु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णा प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम हरे राम। So we are discussing the topics from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2. And we have discussed some topics already up to demigod worship. What is demigod worship? So that there will be some continuation of that, because that is covering the 22 to 29 shloka for demigod worship, to understand that in the translation and purport of Srila Prabhupada, there we understand from there. Now, Krishna in relation to his expansions, that is from shloka 23 to 34, and then we have occupational engagements and Krishna consciousness. So we start with the number 8 topic is Krishna in relation to his expansion. So here we are going to see the object of devotional service, that is bhakti, and the worship of Vishnu is emphasized here better than any other worship. And then 3 modes are discussed over here. So from 23 to 25, Sutta Goswami is saying that about the guna avatars, Vishnu is to be worshipped among Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. We have to worship Vishnu. We have like 6 categories of the avatars. Krishna has the Purusha avatar that we will also discuss that. Then he has Leela avatar, Guna avatar, and then he has Juga avatar, Manvantara avatar, Shaktavesh avatar. So we are talking here about Guna avatar, and then Purusha avatar will also be touched over here. And 26 shloka to 27, it's talking about the rejection of demigod worship. The great sages, with due respect to demigods, on the other hand, they reject the worship of demigod. Then 28 and 29 is the essence of all processes is Vasudev. So we will discuss in fact from the shlokas there, 28, 29. And then we have 30 to 33 regarding the Purusha avatar. Sutta Goswami answers the 4th question over there. The sages of Naimisharanya had in the first canto, they had asked 6 questions. So here the 4th question was that tell us of the acts the Lord performs in relationship to creating the material world. And that is from 1.1.17. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1 and 17. That was the question by the sages. The acts that are performed by the Lord in relation to creating this material world. And the answer is given here now in this verse number, chapter 2, verse number is from 30 to 33. Lord Vasudev creates the material substance and enters into it as Purush in all the cosmic manifestation as Purusha incarnation, and specifically the all-pervading super soul Karanadakshayi Vishnu is discussed over there. And then we have from 30 to 33, that is what will be the discussion of topic. And in between there will be how text number 31 is after creating the material world, then what does he do? So reason for Krishna, that is the 3rd question of the sages. The reason for Krishna's appearance in womb of Devaki, that is 1.1.12, Srimad Bhagavatam, the 1st chapter of 1st canto, shloka 12. So they asked that question. And in the 34, the last verse of this chapter will describe about why Krishna comes to this material world, what is his appearance, purpose of his appearance. So let's go now from text number 23. Okay. Sattvam rajastama iti prakritergunastre yukta para purusha eka ihasyadate sthiti adhaya hari virinchi hareti samagna shreyamsi tatra kalot sattva tanor nirnamsaya. Translation, and I'll read some of the purport little bit, and from there we will start our discussion from this shloka. The transcendental Lord is indirectly associated with the three modes of material nature, namely passion, goodness, and ignorance, and just for the material world's creation, maintenance, and destruction, he accepts the three qualitative forms of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Of these three, all living beings can derive ultimate benefit from Vishnu, the form of the quality of goodness. So, in purport, from the few lines, we can understand that Lord Sri Krishna, by his plenary parts, should be rendered devotional service as explained above. Means we have to now all the worships, Vishnu worship is here recommended and is confirmed in this statement. Lord Sri Krishna and all his plenary parts are Vishnu Tattva, or the Lordship of Godhead. From Sri Krishna, the next manifestation is Baladev. From Baladev is Sankarshan. From Sankarshan is Narayan. From Narayan there is second Sankarshan. And from this Sankarshan, the Vishnu Purusha avatar. The Vishnu or deity of quality of goodness in material world is the Purusha avatar known as Shirodakshai Vishnu or Paramatma. Brahma is the deity of Rajagun, passion. Shiva is of ignorance. And Vishnu is of goodness. So now I'll try to explain from the purport what it is stating here and what Sutta Goswami is saying here. The material creation is the Mahatattva. See, the substance of the material world is there, and that is the cosmic manifestation, that is the substance, is the Mahatattva. And then, what does this Purusha avatar? They are in charge of this material creation. So simply by glancing over the material nature and agitating the three modes of material nature, the whole creation comes out. This is the sum and substance of material creation. So of the Purusha avatar, the first Mahavishnu is lying first in the causal ocean, Karana, Jal, and the cosmic manifestation, that is Mahatattva, is there. And now he is breathing, and from his breathing, innumerable universes are coming out. And in each and every universe, Mahavishnu, in his further expansion, as Garbhadaksha Vishnu, he enters. This last time Last week also I discussed about this in a great detail. Then from Garbhadakshay Vishnu, from his abdomen there is lotus stem, and in that lotus flower Lord Brahma is born. In this way creation is made. So actually Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, they are principal directors of the three gunas. Therefore Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, they are called Gunavatar. Lord Vishnu, as we discussed, he is in charge of Satagun activities, and the Vaishnavas, the Brahmana Pandits or Brahmana Vaishnavas, they are in that Satagun. Formerly, the Brahmanas, they used to worship, Vishnu worship was there. And then, when there is a, when it has to be maintained, the material world after creation, then it is the in charge is Vishnu. And the destruction is done by Shiva. So this is how we understand here, like the jivas are the separated part of the Lord, and the Vishnu Tattvas are the integrated part. Means from there the expansions comes. So the expansions we understand like Krishna's expansions, like Karanadakshay Vishnu, Garbhadakshay Vishnu, and Shirodakshay Vishnu, which is a Paramatma. They have the same potency when in creation. These are required when Krishna does not have to personally come to do the creation, so he expands himself in these Vishnu forms. And the first one is the Sankarshan. And from first is Baladev. And from Baladev, Krishna's Mula manifestation is the Baladev, which is in him itself. And from Baladev is Sankarshan. And from Sankarshan is Narayan. And from Narayan there is second Sankarshan. So the second Sankarshan is responsible for these Vishnu Purusha avatars. So we see from first Sankarshan comes Narayan, the first Chaturvyuha. And then the second Chaturvyuha, from second Sankarshan, this Srishti, the Garbhadakshay Vishnu and Karanadakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay, the Purusha avatars are coming. Creation is made possible by goodness of Vishnu. The jivas are like the separated forms, the jiva tattva, they are separated forms. They have a spiritual form, but since coming in contact with the material world, they are conditioned. They cannot relate to their original form. So again, Krishna comes to re-establish that dharma. That dharma is that which is the main occupation of the jivas. He comes to re-establish, rekindle that the dharma. And then he comes to also claim his pure devotees. And the obstacles that are there in the path of devotional service, the miscreants, they are annihilated, taken care of by Krishna. And then it is given here as far as the jivas are in this material world is considered as like a prison house, which is created by Brahma under the instruction of the personality of Godhead. So the first creation is taken place by Krishna expanding into the Purusha avatar, and the secondary creation, the three gunas, and Brahma is the secondary creator here. He does everything under the instruction of Krishna. Like we have purchased a house. Okay, the house is there. It's already built. So that is the first, we can say that is create. The house is first made. That is the first creation. And the interior decorator of the house is Brahma. He gives all the what are needed in this material world for our livelihood, like we have to perform yajna, the Vedas are there, because Brahma has got already this Vedas knowledge, which was related to his heart by Krishna. Tene Brahma Hridaya. So it was already manifested in his heart. So he, as the first progenitor, the first living entity, is Brahma. And he also falls under this Jiva Tattva. And then we have Shiva, who is in between the Jiva Tattva and the Vishnu Tattva. He is in between. And then we have Vishnu, who is in the prison house. The prison house is maintained by Vishnu, just like the state prison house is maintained by the state. So he is in charge of maintaining the prison house. So unless we come to the position of doing our devotional service to Vishnu, then we are going to be entrapped in this prison. We can change our ward from the general prison ward to the little bit higher the third class, then from third class to second class, but still we are in the prison. So we have to know how to get out of the actual prison house, and that is by worshipping Vishnu. The other demigods in the 22 shloka, I think it is there, the demigod worship is written over there in elaboration, that the demigods, they are not independent. They are also under the jurisdiction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are not independent. They can give us some boon, like it's written, like Shiva, Brahma, Indra, Varuna. They can provide us with some nice boons. Shiva is Ashutosh, he gets very pleased. But if you are asking for material boons, then he cannot help you with crossing over this material existence and coming to the point of executing our loving devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So now from 24, there are some points from the text 24. So here the shloka is stating Parthivat daruno dhumas tasmad agnis treyimayam tamasastu rajas tasmat satvam yad brahmadarshanam. Translation is coal, firewood is better than raw wood, and fire is even better, for fire is the soul of Vedic sacrifice. Similarly, passion, rajagun, is better than tamagun, ignorance. But satagun, goodness, is best because by goodness one can come to realize the absolute truth, Brahman. So here we see the example of coal, firewood is better than raw wood. So a wood that cannot be ignited, it's a raw wood, means it's not matured yet. And the firewood, which is better than raw wood, because when it is dry, it's not raw, it is matured state, then we can ignite the wood, the firewood. And what do we see? In the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying, first we see the smoke. The smoke we see, and that from that smoke, then if we keep further, not just remain with the smoke coming out, we have to fan that. We have this stove or the chulla, unun in India. So this, when we ignite the chulla with keeping the firewood in it, first the smoke is coming. But we have to work on it, not just think about it, okay, this, that, it will come up. We have to keep working on it. And when we are trying to fan the smoke, and then little bit we can see the fire in it. And then when we are fully putting the nicely some fuel in it and all, then it's ignited, very nicely. And then we can do our some cooking in there. So here this is also, this example is given, like in tamagun, the person does not know, he is uncivilized, he does not know, he is like a raw wood, he does not know what to do with his life. And then the civilized life of man with passion for various types of material benefit is the rajas passions, rajagun. So various type of material benefits we have read in the previous shlokas, and also some shlokas will be there in ahead. So we are trying to satisfy our senses. In Rajagun, people try to worship all these demigods to get some fulfillment of their uh, material gains. Like it can be artha, they want some artha, so they will go to some demigod for that. So, and when they will follow all this, if the Vedas very nicely they give us all these flowery rituals that we can do, like karma kanda, jnana kanda, but these are, unless the knowledge is transcendental spiritual knowledge, we cannot understand who is the absolute truth. So in order to understand the absolute truth, we have to come to the platform of the mode of Satagun, which is higher stage of material quality. So these three gunas, which one is better than which one and which one is the best, we have seen in this shloka 24. Satagun is still higher stage of material quality. It's still in the material platform, but it is higher, highest stage of material quality, Satagun. And it helps one in realizing the absolute truth. How does it help? By worshipping in a mode of Satagun, one comes to the stage of purified consciousness. And that time, above the Satagun, he rises and he can see that what is the ultimate goal of life, that is to worship Krishna, Vishnu form. And we can take the example of like Jagai Madai. Jagai Madai, they were they were very ignorant of their activities. They did not know what they are doing. They performed the most sinful activities one can do. In fact, nobody can write the sins they have even accumulated. So, but in Chaitanya, in the pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and where Jagai Madai, they are coming to the spiritual platform, is by the help of Nityananda Prabhu. So in our spiritual life, we need somebody to guide us, to ignite the spiritual part of our life. So in the same way, like how Jagai Madai, they could do it by the mercy of the Guru Nityananda. So our Guru, he gives us guidance, he gives us instruction, and if we follow them, then and obey the orders of the Guru, then we can ignite the spiritual fire in us. And that is the knowledge of the transcendent, the absolute truth, and who is sitting as Paramatma in our heart. So, and then from text number 27, 26 is about the demigods worship, which I discussed some points there. And those who are serious about liberation are certainly non-envious and they respect all. Yet they reject the horrible and ghastly forms of the demigods and worship only the all blissful forms and plenary portions of Lord Vishnu. So, how do this 25 text number, it is saying the great sages rendered service unto transcendental personality of Godhead Bhagavan, who is above the three modes of material nature. So the Lord is transcendental to this. Even though he is creating these gunas, Devi Hiesha Gunamai, he is creating this guna, but he is not participating in this guna. He is not controlled by these gunas. He is above the gunas because he is creating. He is the cause of all causes. He is independent. He is one without the second. He is absolute. So many expansions, incarnations are coming from Lord, but he remains the same. So he is absolute. And we have to follow the path of Mahajans. So we have like 12 Mahajans that are particular agents who know the purpose of religion. Bhishmadev, Brahma, Narad, then Yamraj, Bali Maharaj, Janaka, Swambhuva, Manu. These are some of the Mahajans. And Shukdev Goswami is also one of the Mahajan. They are the authorities who are self-realized, and we should follow their footsteps. So, we have to follow the Mahajans. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also speaking in his Chaitanya Charitamrita about this Mahajana Pantha we have to follow. Then we are in a safe zone. We cannot get distracted. And also we have here talking about in 28 to 29. Those who are in mode of passion and ignorance worship the forefathers. Rajastama prakritaya samashila bhajanti ve pitri bhuta prajesadin shriyeshwarya prajetshava. So, mode of passion and ignorance, one worships the forefathers. Other living beings and the demigods who are in charge of cosmic activities, for they are urged by the desire to be materially benefited with woman, wealth, power, and aristocratic birth. So these are when we worship the demigods or Pitrilok, and then we go to their planet. We don't achieve the highest goal of life, that is worshipping Lord Vishnu. Lord Sri Krishna, when he was present at Rajadham, he stopped the worship of demigod Indra and advised the residents of Braja to worship God, not demigods. And he proved himself that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By, Indra Puja he stopped and the Govardhan Puja started. So that's how Krishna showed his all opulence and that he can give everything, everything. So bhakti is complete in it itself. So Bhagavad Dharma, one religion in the world to be followed by one and all, Bhagavad Dharma, which teaches one to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead and no one else. And then we 28 and 29, it's talking about Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva para Makha, Vasudeva para Yoga, Vasudeva para Kriya, Vasudeva param Jnanam, Vasudevam param Tapa, Vasudeva paro Dharma, Vasudeva param Gati. So our ultimate goal of life is Vasudev, rendering service to him. And the revealed scriptures are stating that the object of knowledge is Sri Krishna. So that is what is dharma is that rendering service unto him. That is the supreme goal of life. We have then from 31 to so here we see in Shloka 30, in the beginning of material creation, Absolute Lord in his transcendental position created energies of cause and effect by his own internal energy. So when Krishna creates this material world, it's through his own internal spiritual qualities of the Lord, which is distinct from the material quality. That's how the creative creation also takes place. And then 31 he says, after creating material substance, Lord expands himself, enters into it. Although he is within material modes, he appears to be one of created being. He is always enlightened and in his transcendental position. This we have said he is in a Paramatma position as Shiradakshay Vishnu. He is in the heart of everyone, even in the atom. So, like it's given here, Vedic literature, it is stated there that two birds are in one tree. One is eating the fruit and one is witnessing. So this tree is our body, and in the heart is like our Paramatma is over there. And there are two of them on the tree in the nest. That is, one is the Lord who is witnessing, and the fruit eater is the Jivatma, and the super soul Paramatma is the witnessing the activities of the Jiva. And the fruit eater has forgotten his real identity. It's always full in transcendental knowledge, the Paramatma. This is the difference between super soul and conditioned. Conditioned souls are controlled by the law of nature. But super soul is not controlled. He controlled by a law of nature, but he is the controller of the material energy. And then when we see that super soul is all pervading, and just as fire permeates wood, and so he appears to be of many varieties, though he is absolute one without second, which we have discussed. Vasudev, Supreme Personality of Godhead, he expands himself all over the material world, and his existence can be perceived within an atom also. So this we have discussed, that how Paramatma is residing in our body of every living entity. He is there even in a Paramanu, so in an atom also. And our spiritual master is the one who will kindle the spiritual fire from the wood like living entity by imparting spiritual message injected through the perspective of the ear, by hearing, by chanting. This is the process of our devotional service, Shravan, Kirtanam, Smaranam. The difference between the animalistic society and human society is that we can hear properly, we can do attentive hearing, but animal, he cannot, even if he cannot have this hearing attentively. There is some sound, the animal will look that side, this side, that's it. He walks out, does not even care about where the sound came from. But there are 4 propensities that ahar, nidra, bhaya, methun. This is there in the animal and also in the human race. But the human being has the chance to spiritualize his consciousness. And then we have this 33 shloka. The super soul enters the bodies of created being, influenced by modes of material nature, and causes them to enjoy the effects of these by the subtle mind. Wow. So the body wants this enjoyment, and the material world he tries to enjoy according to the desires of subtle mind. So body is suffering, but the physical pain is not as much as the mental pain. When people go crazy, on the mental platform, the subtle mind, it gives us the next body actually. So if we don't control our mind, if we don't purify our mind, then the senses, the mind will only satisfy the senses. But when we are satisfying the senses of the Rishikesh, so then Krishna's satisfaction of his senses, then the Paramatma helps the living entity to get material happiness, because living being is helpless in all respect to obtain what he desires. So like in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we have in Srimad Bhagavad Gita that the senses are like serpents. We have to control the senses. How do we control the senses? By educating the mind, engaging the mind in the service of the Lord. Like in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, it is said, Jitatmana prasantasya paramatma samahita shitoshna shukha dukeshu tatha mano pamanayo. One who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached, for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness, distress, heat, cold, honor, dishonor, all are same. So see how, if we are engaged in Krishna consciousness, our mind becomes our best friend. It is no longer enemy. So the devotee of Lord is not affected by the dualities of the material world. Duality means sometimes sukha, sometimes dukha, sometimes hot, sometimes cold. In the central AC system in America, what do we have? In one box, we can turn on the cooling AC, and when it is winter, we click the heat, and it goes to the heat mode. It's in one box. So here we can control our mind. We don't have to, the duality can be brought in one under one roof, and that is the absorption in the Supreme. How do we do absorption in the Supreme? Not through the yoga processes. That's not very beneficial. That will take a long time for us to come from karma yoga, jnana yoga to bhakti yoga. Directly come into Krishna consciousness. That is bhakti yoga. And here in the shloka 34, that is the last shloka, here Krishna is talking about that bhavayati esha satvena lokanvai loka bhavanam leelavataranu rato deva trihanara naradishu. Thus the Lord of the universes maintain all planets inhabited by demigods, man and lower animals, and in his play he assumes the roles of incarnation to reclaim those in mode of pure goodness. So what is his purpose? Originally I spoke about he comes dharma, re-establishment of dharma. Dharma comes from Krishna only. So he re-established the dharma, that which one has forgotten, their own dharma. So Krishna is, he lets us situate ourselves in the real occupation, and that is, he is re-establishing the devotional process, the loving service to the Lord. And he removes all the obstacles in the path of bhakti. And then Kunti Maharani, we will see, she has exclusively written about the appearance of the Lord. But here we are touching that the purpose of existence in material world, Krishna comes to re-establish bhakti. People will get attracted to the process of bhakti by following the method of bhakti, that is hearing and chanting. He will reclaim the devotees in pure consciousness. So many things are happening. The obstacles in the path of bhakti, the miscreants, Krishna comes to take away all the Ashuric bhava in us. He re-establishes us in a process of dharma, and then he, by chanting and hearing and chanting. So here we can understand from Srimad Bhagavatam itself that if we water the root of the tree, then all the twigs and branches of the tree are nourished. And then if we feed the stomach, similarly the whole body gets nourished. But if we are feeding our hand, we are trying to feed the leg, the nose, it's a foolishness to do that. So why don't we take the direct path? So Krishna consciousness is the direct path, and other occupational duties are, I'm trying to touch on that occupational duties, engagement, and Krishna consciousness. So the different types of occupational duties are there, but that is not going to help us in our real dharma. And what is our real occupation? Krishna consciousness, serving the Lord and establishing ourselves in our Swarup, Jivero Swarupa hai, Krishnero Nityadas. So the dharma we have, we say that dharma of one person is his personal, taking care of his personal body. That is the concentrated selfishness. He one point only thinking of himself. And then that selfishness again extends into what are his other extended selfishness, that is family, his children, his wife, his society, his community where he is living, in the community where he is neighborhood, or you can say in other community he has established something like NGO and all that social work. He is trying to get some bodily comfort through all that, in the name of social work or any other work on human society. And then he, after that, he is hovering on what? Mental platform. And that is the body and mind. Still, they are writing some poetries, philosophy and poetries which are all useless. Their own philosophy, Mayavad philosophy, this, that, those are not going to help us. And the main purpose is served when one serves Vasudevam Sarvamiti Mahatma Sudurlabha. So our occupational engagements are meant for ultimate liberation. And how do we do it? In Krishna consciousness. Our Krishna consciousness is the main way of bhakti yoga, where pure devotional service of Lord can be invoked in us. And Krishna consciousness, like we do the chanting, we have so many services starting from Mangalarati, then we finish our japa, then we do Archa Vigraha Seva, we do our Vaidhi Bhakti Sadhana Bhakti, we practice this. And from there, we go and shop for Krishna, do the grocery, bazaar, marketing for Krishna, make nice bhoga for Krishna, then do nice shringar for Krishna, then clean the temple. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught cleaning the temple. Gondichai Marjanam, he cleaned. With his own hand he cleaned. And by cleaning, he took out all the skunkered, the sand, little sand, and then the straws, and all these he took out and threw away. And he was expert. Nobody could come close to what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing. They were trying because they were practicing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was giving them hands-on training. So similarly, all these anarthas are there. So first we have to have these stages of bhakti. It starts with Shraddha, then with Sadhusanga, Anartha nivriti. So we, how do we do all this? Go through all these stages. People put their faith in something else and think that that is their religious religion. Real occupation means serving the lotus feet of the Lord. That is bhakti yoga. And sadhu sangha is association with devotees. Then we take initiation from a spiritual master. Then our bhajana kriya starts, performance of devotional service. And then there is the unwanted attachments are cleared in our heart, anartha nivriti. Then we come to the stage of nishta, that is steadiness, steadfast. We want to do it. From nishta, then we get the taste, ruchi, and then we get ashakti, attachment to the holy name and the service of the holy name, which is non-different from Krishna. And then we come to the stage of bhava, the preliminary stage of love, and then pure love for Krishna, that is prema. So I guess I tried to speak on this subject, whatever I could understand from the purport with my little realization and hearing from the elevated souls, the Mahajanas, the Acharyas in the line. We have our Guru Parampara. We hear, we read the scriptures, the book Bhagavata and the person Bhagavata. So this is how we cultivate our devotional service. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So if there is any question, we are already past the time, but we can take one or two questions if you all are not going for your prasadam. Today seems like there are no questions. Then we will end here.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what are the next, do you know, what are we going to discuss next
Do you
Saturday?
have
I
any
mean, this coming
question?
Saturday.
Now you have any question or?
Yeah, I have a question. You have just mentioned that we should serve, we should water the root always. So watering the root is like serving Lord Sri Krishna. So my question is, what happens when we serve the demigods? Is it if knowingly I know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and knowingly I am going to be serving the demigods, does it fall under sinful activities?
No, that is in mode of passion that you are worshipping the demigods to get something, you want to uplift yourself to the heavenly planets, or go to the Pitri Lok, to enjoy your senses over there more than in this material world. The Pitri Lok is in between the heaven and the earthly, heaven and the
There are so many other lokas. Why are you selecting Pitrilok only?
No, it is I'm saying the demigods planet one worships, they go to demigod planet. The one
What
goes.
about if I go to Brahmalok?
Brahmalok is also the in the material realm. Then you will come back to this material world, because Brahma is also he is immortal. He is not immortal.
So from
He
Brahmalok,
also,
if I do well, if I
yeah,
serve,
that Brahmalok is the Satyalok. That Brahmalok is known as Satyalok. From there, we can, if one is doing the devotional service from there, at the time of annihilation, they can go from there. But those are not recommended in the Shastras for us. The Bhakti Yoga is recommended, because these places where we are going, where the sages are residing, the Sapta Rishis, Marichi, and the others, they are like coming from Brahma, the Sapta Rishis. They are also created by Brahma. So if you go to their planet also, from there also, there is, you will have to do bhakti coming to this earthly planet, which even the demigods are wanting to come to the earthly planet, so that they can participate in the leelas of the Lord.
okay, thank you very much. Everybody else can also leave by themselves. So we are going to leave for this evening. Thank you very much. Good night. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
That is Britika Roy. Britika Roy. How did you like the class?
হরে কৃষ্ণ প্রভু বাংলায় বললে ভালো হয়।
হ্যাঁ, তো কিরম লাগলো? তো ইংরেজিতে তো ক্লাসটা হলো,
হ্যাঁ
কিছু বোঝা
ভালোই লাগলো,
গেছে?
খুব ভালো লাগলো শুনতে।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
ঠিক আছে।
বাংলা ক্লাসগুলো জয়েন করেন?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, বাংলা ক্লাস সকালবেলা ভাগবতম ক্লাস, তারপরে বিকেলে সন্ধ্যা 7টা থেকে যে বিভিন্ন গ্রন্থ, ছোট ছোট গ্রন্থগুলো ক্লাস হয়, সব জয়েন করি।
হ্যাঁ, ইংরেজিতেও একটু একটু শুনবেন, তাহলে আস্তে আস্তে বুঝতে পারবেন।
হ্যাঁ, মানে কিছু কিছু বুঝি ইংলিশে আর কি, বাংলায় যেগুলো বলেছে মাতাজিরা, সেগুলোই অনেক কথাগুলো বলে, সেগুলো আর কি বুঝতে
হ্যাঁ,
পারি কিছু। হম।
এখানে মেইনলি ডিসকাশন হচ্ছিল এই কি বলে, আমাদের ভগবত ভক্তিতে আসতে গেলে আমাদের শ্রীকৃষ্ণ ভগবানকেই
হ্যাঁ,
আরাধনা
বিভিন্ন
করতে হবে।
পরম্পরা গুলো যে পার হয়ে আমাদের আসতে হবে।
রাইট। তো এইখানে যদি আমরা এখন গাছের গোড়াতে জল দিই, তো সেটাই আর কি কাজ দেবে। না হলে আমরা যদি সবসময় মাতামাতি করি দেব দেবতাদের নিয়ে, তাহলে আমাদের কোনো লাভ হবে না। তাই জন্য আমাদের সবসময় দেখতে হবে যে গাছের গোড়ায় জল দিতে হবে। গাছের গোড়ায় জল দিলে গাছটা ভালোভাবে ফুলে উঠবে, ফুল ফল সবকিছু ভালো হবে। তো সেইভাবে আমাদের চিন্তা করতে হবে যে ভগবানকে কিভাবে আমরা ভালোভাবে সেবা করতে পারি, আর তার পন্থাগুলো আর কি কি আছে সেগুলো। ঠিক আছে মাতাজি, হরে কৃষ্ণ।
হরে কৃষ্ণ
আপনি
প্রভু, হরে কৃষ্ণ।
হরে কৃষ্ণ, সঙ্গে থাকবেন সবসময়।